Heads up 20ups, it's Monday. Let's get right into the video. Danielle, I love your classic Disney poster that you made with the pages of the calendar you had. That's really cool, and I think it's a really good use for it. Also, you talked about how all movies are in 3D now, and you hope that that doesn't keep going, and I have to agree with you. But I also have a confession to make, and that is that I have never seen a full movie in 3D. And I guess it's kind of surprising because it's true. It seems like every new movie coming out right now has the option to be watched in 3D. And I always go for the 2D one, and it's partly because in the theater that's near me, they don't really show them on 3D. They only have 2D option. So it's easier for me. And I'm not even, well, I couldn't know because I've never watched a full one in 3D, but I'm not even one of those people who are too sensitive to those things and get headaches and stuff. I don't think that could affect me, but still, I haven't. And I don't think I'm missing out on much. I mean, tell me if I am, but yeah, I agree with you on that. Rima, that mustache lollipop, that was awesome. And at first when I saw your video I thought it was chocolate, but then you said it was a lollipop and started eating it, and that was really cool. Really funny. Also, you know what, I also have a horrible memory for videos. So that's why I have to keep my notes handy at all times, because even when I have my notes and read my notes before starting the video, I get one idea like, okay, first part of the video, first topic. And then when I'm done with that idea, it's like, okay, what was the next thing I was going to talk about? I don't know, I'm horrible at that. But I remember that you shared the full story of The Little Mermaid as written by Hans Christian Andersen. And honestly, wow, I didn't know the full story. I did know how it ended, like with The Little Mermaid becoming sea foam. I knew that, but the whole having her tail cut into half and all that stuff, I really didn't know. Wow. Lucy, I like your haircut. I hope it's not a bad omen of any kind. I hope you're safe and fine. I like how you explained your point of view of the Little Mermaid being a hoarder in her own society. And I think that's really interesting because it shows us that it depends on the perspective that the things are seen on. And I guess she can be both. It just depends on what point of view you're considering things on. So yeah. Oh, and I'm also excited about Pottermore, but I have to admit I've been a really bad Harry Potter fan lately. Actually, ever since the last book came out and the hype started dying about books. And I mean, we still had the movies, but it wasn't the same. I've never been as excited for the movies as I've always been for the books. So, ever since then, I started kind of not being too excited anymore. Although I still am and will always be a Harry Potter fan, but yeah. So I didn't really find out about Pottermore until that day when J.K. Rowling made the announcement and the video was up and stuff. So now I'm really excited and I'm really anticipating it, but yeah, I found out late, so well, but I can't wait to see what it really is and how it will work. I think it will be really fun. But I'm also trying not to have too high expectations for it, because I don't want to be let down. Craig, don't worry about not being able to make a proper video. I mean, you still uploaded one, and that's commendable. I think we have an issue with punishments, or not so much as of an issue, just like the fact that we haven't given punishments for anything to anyone. I mean, I missed a week once, and James has missed a lot of them, and I mean, yeah, you overslept, but you got a video up, so I mean, and people have been late, but that hasn't resulted in any punishment either. So what I think is we either need to decide on how punishments will really work and what could be a good reason for someone to get a punishment, or we need to agree not to have punishments, because so far we haven't had punishments, and it could seem really unfair to start now, but I don't know, I think it depends on what everyone else thinks, and yeah, we need to figure things out because it hasn't worked out with the punishments so far. TJ, I enjoyed watching your rant about Avatar in the video you posted in your other channel, and you know, I also have to confess I never watched Avatar. But it wasn't, I didn't really have a reason like you. It's just, the movie came out and there was all this hype about it, and everyone was saying that it was so great and a revolutionary thing for the history of cinema. And even though all these things were being said about it, it never really sparked my interest. Yeah, I don't know, one day I will watch it. Also, you talked a bit about browsers and how Chrome was awesome, and I love Chrome. And honestly, for the longest time I held on to Internet Explorer, even though it was pretty bad, until people finally convinced me to switch to Firefox. And I had Firefox, but for a very short time, because then Chrome came out and I wanted to try it out and I fell in love with it. So yeah, but what you said about Opera, I've never tried Opera, I think, but the browser history thing that branches out and stuff, that sounds awesome. That could be super helpful and great. So maybe I will change browsers again, but we'll see, because yeah, it took me so long to part with Internet Explorer, even though it wasn't that good, and Chrome is really good, so I don't know if I'd be able to let it go that easy. But who knows, sometimes having more than one browser can help you with things. I actually still have Firefox installed and I use it sometimes. So yeah. And also themes, because it's theme week next week. And you know, I like your open letter theme. And yeah, I agree that we definitely need to agree on one. I agree that we agree. Yeah, I need to think things through before I speak. Anyway, I think we really should agree on this one before it's time. But yeah, the only themes I can think of on top of my head are the one you just suggested, the open letter theme, the history theme, although for that one we would have to sort of call dibs on topics, so there are no repeats, and maybe mini lessons, although I'm not sure if people would be willing to do that now, because it takes sort of more effort and planning than the others, I guess. It depends on what your mini lesson will be about, but yeah, I don't know. Either of those three I think would be great. And I feel like I'm forgetting at least one other that has been around, but I can't think of it right now, so yeah, I don't know. I'm open to anything. And I guess that's all for this week. See you guys. DFTBA.